If you have been looking for a simple and tasty flank steak recipe, you have come to the right place. This was my first time making it, and if you are intimidated, don't worry, I have a step-by-step process for you. So the first step is marinating our steak. So I'm going to be using a combination of sriracha. We're going to be doing some brown sugar. I used about a 1/4 cup, salt, pepper, and then 2 tablespoons of white vinegar. I actually added a splash more because let's just make it extra tender. And then a 1/4 cup of soy sauce, and then a 1/4 cup of avocado oil. If you are busy and you want to go the convenient route, just grab a tube of ground ginger from your regular grocery store like I did. I'm using about 1.5 tablespoons. Start mixing that all together, and then we're going to be chopping up half of our onion here. I just like to do thin slices because I'm also going to be cooking down our marinade and then pouring that on top of my steak. You can do that if you wish or leave it off, but it adds a great flavor as well. So once your steak is in your Ziploc bag, you're just going to want to mix it around, make sure everything is really nice and incorporated. I marinated my steak for about 8 hours. You could, of course, do this overnight. That would have been extra tasty. Heat up your skillet to about medium. Here's our steak pulled out of the fridge. You want to have it sitting on the counter also for about half an hour so it comes up to room temperature. Full disclosure, I am a home cook, okay? I'm not a chef. I just try to make recipes that taste really good and that are quick and easy because I'm a mom of 4 and I don't have time to be messing around. So that being said, I am learning just like you probably. My first mistake here was putting this huge piece of steak in the pan. I would have cut this piece into 2 prior to putting it in my Ziploc bag to marinate, but no time like the present, we can do that right now. So let's try this again. We're going to take our steak off the heat, just cut that in half, get your pan back on nice and medium, add a little bit more avocado oil, and just redo this. So steak back on, much better, easier to control. So from what I read, if you want a medium rare cook on your flank steak, you're going to want to do 3 minutes on each side and then check for your internal temperature to be 130 degrees. I have to apologize about the voiceover. I wish you could hear this sizzle. I do have children and I don't want you to hear them screaming in the background. So this is what we get. Now back to the program. So this piece of flank steak was about 1.5 inches. It was a little bit thicker than the other side. So I ended up actually having to do about a minute more on each side because it was not up to temp yet. But once that steak had a couple more minutes on the stovetop, it reached 130 and then I placed it into my aluminum foil. I did want to show you the other piece of steak that was a little bit more thin. This one did only take 3 minutes on each side. Internal temp was 130. Anyways, here is my piece of thicker steak in the aluminum foil. We're just making it into a little house and then cover that for about 10 minutes. While we're waiting for that to be ready, we're going to just cook some broccoli really quick. Always add your vegetables for your kids, right? Right here we have about 3 heads of broccoli. Cut them into smaller pieces, salt, pepper, just really simple. So back to our flank steak. This is my thicker piece. I really wanted it to be a medium rare, and that is what I got. This piece looks so beautiful, and I'm so proud of myself. I hope you really try this recipe and enjoy it as much as I did. If you are a busy parent, you probably have the same 5 meals on rotation, and that can get a little bit boring. So if you are interested in trying more recipes, don't forget to hit that like and subscribe button because we can cook alongside each other, even if we're not pros. Let's make some tasty meals for our families together. One more thing about cutting this flank steak into 2 pieces, something kind of cool about it is if you like yours medium rare, how I do, you can always eat from that bigger piece. And this one is our smaller piece. I think this was more towards a medium cook. And it looks so good. So delicious, super tender, very flavorful. So here you have the final meal, a little jasmine rice, broccoli, and flank steak. Enjoy!